Investment opportunities in Zimbabwe's energy sector. Presented by ZERA, the Zimbabwe Energy Regulatory Authority. ZERA is a statutory body established in 2011 by the Energy Regulatory Authority Act, Chapter 1323. ZERA's mandate is to regulate the procurement, production, transportation, transmission, distribution, importation, and exportation of energy derived from any energy source. Zimbabwe is endowed with vast energy resources yet to be fully exploited. Investment opportunities include hydropower technology along the mighty Zambezi River and mini hydros across Zimbabwe, especially in the Eastern Highlands, plus opportunities in solar and thermal power generation. Zimbabwe is also ready for wind technology. However, wind mapping still needs to be done to determine the potential. While numerous opportunities abound in the untapped biofuels sector.
Zimbabwe has a lot of energy resources which can be converted to modern and useful energy. We have a lot of coal reserves in the country. We therefore expect that investors can come in and put up some coal plants. Obviously, we are looking at new technologies which will also be environmentally friendly. We are also looking at a lot of potential with regards to solar. We have a lot of solar insolation, which is over 300 days per year of solar, which should be harnessed to ensure that we have sufficient supply using solar PV or concentrated solar plants. There is potential from a lot of our rivers, especially in the Eastern Highlands, where we can put up mini hydro schemes up to about 200 megawatts potential in that area. And then we have the Zambezi Valley, which has capacity between ourselves and Zambia of an additional 2,000 megawatts, which can be shared on that valley.
Zimbabwe has the potential to generate more than 2,000 megawatts from different sources along the mighty Zambezi River, including mini hydro sites. Currently, the country has one power utility whose supply is being outstripped by demand, thus creating a wealth of lucrative opportunities for either direct investment, independent power producers, or joint venture participation with the power utility. In Zimbabwe, there are exciting opportunities for mini hydropower development. Looking into the future, the likelihood of a power shortage in the region is very certain. Therefore, it is a fact that there will indeed be a ready market for excess electricity production. Zimbabwe is centrally located in the Southern African Development Community, SADC, and this presents a great measure of opportunities for investors to export energy to all the countries in the region through the Southern African Power Pool, SAPP, interconnection network.
Zimbabwe is ready for investment. We have already got a market because we have a capacity shortfall which needs to be met. So there is a ready market in Zimbabwe. But also Zimbabwe sits in the middle of the Southern African Power Pool. Any investments in Zimbabwe will have access to the rest of the region, and there is potential to transmit your power up north or down south or east or west, and those interconnections already exist. Therefore, any investor who comes into Zimbabwe should not just look at Zimbabwe as the only market, but also looking at SADC as the key market where they can produce and supply power to.
Wind-generated electricity opportunities exist in some parts of Zimbabwe, such as Bulawayo, Kadoma, Gweru, the windy city of Zimbabwe, Chipinge, Chivu, and Chimanimani. These have significant wind speeds which could be harnessed for isolated electricity generation and also for pumping water. Zimbabwe is generally a sunny country all year round. There are abundant opportunities in Zimbabwe with regards to solar energy exploitation. The country has high solar irradiation, averaging 20 megajoules per square meter. Areas such as Zhishavane, Gwanda, and others provide the best irradiation. Solar water heaters have an immense market potential in Zimbabwe. There is favorable high demand for solar energy systems in both rural and urban areas. Solar can be effectively used for pumping drinking water for rural communities, lighting appliances at rural institutions such as schools and clinics. Zimbabwe has proven coal resources of over 12 billion metric tons, which are located in the northern and northwestern part of our nation. Zimbabwe's coals are generally of good quality, with calorific values ranging from 20 to 32 megajoules per kilogram. Zimbabwe's coal resource has the greatest potential, as it can meet 10 times Zimbabwe's electricity and petroleum needs for the next 100 years. Full exploration of this resource can result in exports of electricity and liquid fuel within the region. This is crucial when viewed against the worrying background of the ever-increasing costs of crude oil on the international market, coupled with the reduction in the costs of energy conservation technologies. There is still ample room for more power generation capacity to be enhanced by foreign investor participation. Zimbabwe has world-class reserves of coal bed methane of approximately 40 teracubic feet. That is an astonishing 1.132 teracubic meters. The reserves are located in the western and southeastern parts of the country. This resource could be commercially exploited for power production and used as feedstock for the growing petrochemical industry. There are vast opportunities to invest in exploration of this potential energy resource. Zimbabwe has a target to substitute 5% of the nation's fuel requirements with biofuels by 2020. This will be done through expanding sugarcane growing to produce ethanol, resuscitation of blending with petrol, and cogeneration opportunities, especially for ethanol and power production. Sugarcane is grown in the country's low rainfall areas under irrigation, and a biodiesel processing plant is already in place.
When we talk about renewable energy in general, we also have to talk about the production of biofuels. And Zimbabwe has potential to produce a lot of ethanol, and currently that ethanol is actually being blended into petrol, which is being used. There is also potential to produce biodiesel. There is a plant which has already been constructed to produce biodiesel. However, what is lacking at the moment, which should be part of the current Zim asset, is the growing of the feedstock which is required for that plant. And to that effect, there is a couple of projects which are related to the growing of jatropha as a plant, which will be used for the production of biodiesel. The government is looking at developing a new biofuels policy, which will be able to enhance and ensure that there is proper uptake of the biofuels as a country, and also recognizes the general benefits for both the economy and the public at large.
Vast opportunities abound in this area, given the stated target towards clean energy in the future. Zimbabwe's biomass and waste, which include wood and wood waste, municipal and solid waste, and large agricultural waste, present rich opportunities for the generation of electricity which can be utilized on site, with the excess being fed onto the national grid. There is immeasurable potential to upgrade existing biomass plants to enable them to produce more electricity. Zimbabwe is more than interested in partners who will construct a refinery on favorable terms, with a provision to supply suitable crude oil for the refinery. The government of Zimbabwe is also interested in expanding its pipeline network to the southern regions of the country and surrounding areas. Partners with pipeline construction expertise are eagerly invited to consider opportunities in this field. Zimbabwe has a variety of renewable and fossil energy resources that present profitable investment opportunities. By regulating the exploration, procurement, production, transportation, transmission, distribution, importation and exportation of energy derived from any energy source, ZERA enables a conducive environment for investment, value creation and growth in the Zimbabwe energy sector. ZERA is mandated to issue licenses for investors rearing to venture into electricity and petroleum subsectors.
The time is now for you to be part of this robust, energized and growing economy. Invest in the Zimbabwean energy sector today.
For more information, visit zera.co.zw. ZERA, promoting value and growth.